Million people have their identities stolen each year, leading up to about $50 billion worth of financial losses per year. That's about 7% of adults having their identity stolen, leading up to about $3,500 per person per year. This is shown in the article Identity Theft Victim Statistics, accessed on October 14, 2012, written by Rob Douglas. Now, to me, $3,500 seems like a lot of money to just have taken away from you. Now, many people think it isn't possible to have their identity stolen, but anyone can have their identity stolen. It just takes one simple person trying to take your identity and knowing what they need in order to take it. Identity theft isn't hard. It's sometimes easier than anyone would think. People gain your trust to steal your identity, and as for us humans, after a person has gained our trust, we stop being so cautious around them, leaving it easier to release personal information. There are many different ways someone can steal your identity, and I'm going to tell you about a couple of them, along with why thieves do it, and once they have your information, ending with how to prevent identity theft from happening to you. A common thing said when someone's identity is stolen is, well, I thought I kept my personal information to myself. Well, this is true, but people will dumpster dive through garbages, trashes of businesses, public dumps just to get some of your information. Others will pretend to work somewhere else, like a medical office, a clinic, a pharmacy, or government agencies, putting them in the perfect position to take your information. And this is pointed out in the article Fighting Back Against Identity Theft, accessed on October 3, 2012, written by the Federal Trade Commission. And the main things needed to steal your identity is stated in the Office of Information Technology, written in the article How a Thief Steals Your Identity in June 2009. All you need are three things: a full name, a social security number with a picture, and a date of birth. Debit cards are one of the main things that's easy to steal your identity with, because all you do is swipe the card, the number comes up on a screen, and you enter your PIN, and they can watch you enter your PIN as you do it. And this was evaluated on the National Institution of Justice. The Research, Development, and Evolution Agency wrote Identity Theft Research Review on June 7, 2010, stating all of this information. Once identity thieves take control of your personal information, they can drain your bank accounts, run up charges on your credit cards, open new utility accounts, or get medical treatment on your health insurance. A main thing that happens are police arrests. A very bad criminal, such as a terrorist or a drug runner, will take your identity and cover up their actual names if arrested so they don't alert any authorities. Another thing is lost or stolen information. You want to watch closely to your accounts. If unexplained withdrawals show up or merchants refuse your checks, debit collectors call about debts, or you're billed for medical services you'd never use. Now, the largest fraud so far, as Stephen Rawson stated in the Chicago Tribune on September 4, 2012, in his article, A School Lesson About Identity Theft, is $725,000, and it was for a girl that was only 16. Now, the youngest identity stolen, as Stephen Rawson stated in the Chicago Tribune, was a 5-month-old baby. Now, there are many different things that can happen. You want to lock up your personal information, limit what you carry, pick up your checks at the bank, and be careful with your mail, shred sensitive documents, protect your medical information, and exercise your curiosity. Personal information, stated in a book about Federal Trade Commission protecting American consumers, was written by the FTC in January 2009, explaining different ways to protect yourself. So, limit what you carry means only bring the cards you need. Don't carry your social security card with you if you don't need the numbers, or have it memorized so you never have to have it with you. Picking up your checks at the banks is safer because nobody can steal your checks and write them out and use them for themselves. Now, careful with your mailing goes along with the checks. Check your mail every day, because if there's not a lock on it, anybody can access it and take any of your information. Make sure to shred sensitive documents. You don't want to throw away something that somebody can read your numbers off of, like bank account, like cards. Now, protect medical information means keep it locked up. Don't let all your medical cards out for anybody to get a hold of. And finally, exercise your curiosity. Ask why it's needed. How will they access it? How will it be handled? How are they going to dispose of it? And make sure to ask before giving information. These are all very good curiosity questions before you hand out your information to anybody. Now, Identity theft can linger for a long time. You want to monitor your financial records every 3 months for the first year, and then every year for the following couple of years. You want to also be alert of other signs of identity theft. By knowing many ways that thieves can steal your identity, it makes it harder for them to do it. Nobody wants to be one of the 7% losing $3,500 because of one simple mistake. Be aware of the situation and know how to deal with it if something like explained earlier ever happens to you. The faster you take action, the less likely you are to get as severely hurt. Be aware of everything that can happen and stay positive if it ever occurs. Being aware of the way identity thieves can take your identity, knowing what a thief is going to do once they have your identity, and knowing how to protect them from being taken are all important steps to help decrease the number of identities stolen and to stop yourself from being one of those 15 million people.